Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. And this is a general or collective reading, so just be aware parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you, leave the rest. And this is also a timely reading. If you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on back then, that might give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we do have the High Priestess as the underlying energy for this reading. She's been showing up a lot lately. I'm saying intuition, use your intuition, use your intuition. As I'm doing this reading, it is June 9th, and this will come out tomorrow morning, June 8th or June 10th. And we're in that amazing energy of Jupiter and Venus in the sign of Cancer. If you've been feeling that, it's kind of a bubbly energy. It's kind of it has a real light feathery energy to it. So let's see what this reading comes up with. The High Priestess is sitting in between two pillars here. She's got a lot of information around her. That's what's represented here. And this information equals energy. So information 100% to the power of infinity and beyond. She's sitting in between two extremes. Each of these pillars represents that. So she has to use her intuition to be able to sort through all this information, to be able to make strong choices. And she knows her intuition is at its height when there's a full moon in particular, and we just had a blue moon at the end of May. So that energy was pretty strong, and now we're moving into the next moon will be the new moon on the 14th. So she's saying use your intuition and keep your thoughts like on where you want to go. That's basically the underlying energy for the readings today. Focus on where you want to go, not on how challenging it might be to get there. And sometimes that's easier said than done. Now we have the Two of Wands. The wands in tarot represent the element of fire. This is talking about taking passionate action because these are made of wood and wood fuels the fire. This energy is someone standing at the turret of their castle and they have the world in their hands, except they know that they come from a small town. So they're like, I might have to expand my horizons. And we see a distant horizon there across the water. Sometimes this card can represent actually wanting to physically relocate, move to a different city, a different province, state, even a different country or overseas. And this energy also speaks like sometimes of, it reminds me of an entrepreneur wanting to expand their business. So this is someone who's been very successful, but he realizes that if he wants to expand, he's going to have to maybe open up another location, franchise, or relocate his business to a bigger center where he has more clients. And this can also talk about having, this is passionate action of someone that wants to expand their relationship and possibly find that special someone to start a family with. And so that it can represent quite a few things. Excuse me. I'm a little bit stuffed up today. I don't know why. We have the world here, and the world is talking about the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. In the tarot, when the Fool starts out on his journey, it's at the 0 point, and card number 21 is the last card in the major arcana, and it's saying, okay, that cycle is now over, so you're starting a new cycle. So that makes sense with this card here. It's saying that you've learned everything you can from the old cycle, succeeded at whatever you had to. It's time, you've graduated. It's time to move on. We have, it looks like you may have had a dark night of the soul here, and we can really see that in this energy. I think this is what this is talking about. But I feel like this energy is shifting because you went and you decided that Hermit after a dark night of the soul. And I feel like this is taught, we'll find out what's going on there. But it's talking about wanting to isolate themselves and go up to the top of the mountain and, pray and meditate and ask for guidance and assistance from the Most High. And when the light is full of their north light, their north star, that energy is talking about your north node energy, where you are, what you're destined to be, to stay on your path. And so when his lantern is full and the light is golden here, his rod is golden, he then takes action, comes down from the mountain and takes action. Now we have the devil here, so this does represent some sort of energy, and I feel this is what the dark night of the soul is about. And so something happened. We have two lovers here. They're yoked to each other, and then they're chained to Saturn's box. The devil is sitting in between them, and he's hunched there because this is representing a basic animal instinct. So this is saying this is more lust than love, and it's talking about the devil being in between them. So whenever the devil comes up, and this is temptation, you're not going to get the truth from the devil. This is something, it's very manipulative energy. So I always cover him with the next card. I want to see, what minion does he send in to do his dirty work, or what is it about? Does God cover it? What happens here with this devil energy? Heartbreak happens. So is this one card? Oh yeah, it felt like it was maybe two. So this is saying the devil has caused, there has been some heartbreak from this energy, which makes sense with the energy here. So this is, now, did this person move or connect with people overseas, and then this new cycle happened, and now it's been challenging? It could be that this person has changed location, and when he did, it started a new cycle. And now I feel like that's almost what this is talking about. So this is the new cycle we're in. I don't think this is it doesn't feel like past energy. It's talking about making this decision to relocate overseas, or to, I'm seeing the water here, or to another city, or to another province, another state, that type. It's something like that. And this energy, so let's just look at it from that perspective, because it changes the world, which makes sense. And maybe there's some regret, something happened here. And so this card here is representing heartache. It's talking about a need for the healing of the heart. And sometimes this can represent a third-party energy in a relationship where there's two people. It can represent a lot of fear, like being afraid to speak your truth. It can be, the type of energy where there's a lot of harsh words spoken. It can be gossip, slander, defamation of character. Sometimes it can be perjury in court. And it's quite often, like the swords in tarot represent your discipline of your mind and your ability to, your mental intelligence, and that's your thoughts. And it represents the element of air. So this sometimes can talk about a potentially challenging, heartbreaking decision needing to be made regarding some sort of situation, or one was made. Interesting. So this isolation here can be talking about self-isolation after whatever happened, wanting to, after being tempted by something and wanting now, or this can cause an energy of being left out in the cold, like actually being in this situation where maybe you're the people overseas possibly, or the people in the other city or in the other country. I keep seeing this water here, and it's coming up that way. It's like feeling a lot of emotion in between, like the long distance, and so this can talk about this energy coming in of being forced to isolate as well. I mean, this card is talking about tactics being used to cause someone sometimes to have to isolate, or like forcing that upon someone through like these defamation of character and that type of energy, and ruining kind of their reputation so that they can't earn enough money to be able to maybe get back home again or something like that. Not quite sure. We'll keep going because it's hard to say exactly. So yeah, definitely something heartbreaking. And this energy being, this could be self-isolation after coming, like talking about this going to the top of the mountain to confer with God. And it can also be being forced into isolation because of gossip, slander, that kind of energy. Like, what did you do? You went to another country and met the devil. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to keep going here. We have, this is selenite, and this is representing angel energy. So we're good. I was just thinking, I felt like the need to put this out. So this is talking about, the energy of a never-ending nightmare, like waking up and think in the middle of the night and having a nightmare and thinking or not being able to sleep because of what's happened here. This is talking about being in a, like this energy is talking about being anxious and full of anxiety because something's not changing. And it's these, like the thoughts are just looping, I feel like. It's like just continuing. It's, what this reminds me of in this moment is an escalator. And so it's kind of, like that energy where it just keeps running. And this also can represent, though, after having gone to source energy and gone to, meditate and pray, and maybe like these two are walking past a church, so maybe they went inside. I feel like this energy is more this isolation, but it could be because of a forced isolation, but it's also like a chosen one, if that makes sense, like wanting to take some time to try and figure out what's going on. And so sometimes this card can represent the energy of someone who is waking up in the middle of the night because in their dreams they've asked for guidance and they're trying to remember their dream, because in their dream they were shown steps of action after praying and meditating and asking God for help. And this blanket on the bed here is this quilt has a lot of cosmic symbols on it. And this is talking about sometimes like, it's saying that the universe does have you covered, but it's saying that you're going to have to probably leave your comfort zone and get out of bed and do something about it. It's going to require action of some sort. And one thing that I noticed about this card that I hadn't before is that there's two people fighting with swords here. And I'm really seriously advising, I wouldn't sleep on a bed with people arguing like that with swords, fighting with swords every night, because it really can affect your sleep. And look at this, a mental prison. So yeah, it's like this loop, like it's really being stuck in this energy here. And I'm getting I'm just getting like, my cat is like, up and down, up and down. She doesn't like when the devil card comes out. She'll leave the reading quite often. She's kind of psychic. But right now she has happy feet and she's purring. You might not be able to hear her because I have a noise canceling mic. And a cat's purr is like very healing. It can really lower the blood pressure rate. And I'm really like sending that energy out here because someone's stressed out right now. And feels like they're in a mental prison. So if you're watching this, the cat's purr, like just kind of think of, that energy. You're doing a good job, Stella. And like she's really in the zone too. Like her feet are going, when cats get very, very in a purr, like a high purr, and then their feet go like when they're babies and they're nursing on their mom. That's an energy of a cat that is an energy of the cat being in a kind of in a high altered state, basically. So there's some sort of energy coming in here around that someone is really anxious. So just take a deep breath and calm down, because this too shall pass. This mental prison energy is talking about, like, I feel like there was a lot more water here to begin with, and water in tarot represents emotion. There's like 8 swords here, and these 8 swords, are, I feel they're behind her now. And so, the binding around her is representing, sometimes this can talk about being duty bound. And so it's an energy of not being able to make a choice because it involves people you care about. And this is also, or that you made a promise and you can't keep it, or that sort of energy, or you're trying to figure out how to keep it. And then this is, the blindfold is sometimes just saying that this person is going inward and they're meditating. And it's on the, I feel this is talking, this is definitely anxiety, but it's lessening from the meditation and from the energy of asking the Most High, hey, I need some, I feel like this person maybe went into the church and meditated and prayed, came home, meditated and prayed some more. This represents, you don't have to actually climb a mountain. You can just isolate yourself. And so I feel that that's talking about this. And so now there's 7 swords or 7 thoughts behind her. And you notice the castle in the background is saying she's really had to leave her comfort zone. And this is maybe even her home behind. And it's this energy again, almost like being forced to leave home, to move, that's the type of energy. And so she does have her right foot forward now, and there's only 1 sword in front. And I feel this is the one that she's decided, okay, this is the action that I'm going to take. And she's getting ready. She's got her left foot still in this pond, or this puddle, but it's very shallow. So, this represents, the water represents emotions. And I think in the beginning there was a lot of emotion, so she was having trouble sorting through it. And that's why to be intuitive, you need to be able to quiet your mind. You're not going to, you don't access your intuition through your mind. You need your mind to be quiet, and so that you can feel from your heart and actually use your central nervous system. It's we're built like biocomputers, and your central nervous system is like the hard drive. So when if you can quiet your mind and just focus on what you're feeling in your body, the sensations, you'll get that feeling of which energy is strong for you and which energy is weak. And then we have the 3 of Cups here. And this is talking about other people celebrating. Now, this is a third-party energy, I feel. Definitely. It's sitting right on here. This energy comes out when, with this card quite often. So this can be talking, these 3 are celebrating. And the cups do represent love. And quite often they represent romantic love. It doesn't have to be. It can be other kinds of love. But and it can also be something you love to do or something you love to be. But this energy is kind of, they're celebrating, but no one's looking at each other. And so they're celebrating something that's happened, or something that they feel they've made happen, not each other. And, it's that type of energy. And in a lot of cultures, if you toast someone, and particularly in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they'll freak out on you, because they have a superstition there that it causes 7 years of bad luck in your love life. And so it kind of defeats the purpose. And I find if there's third-party energy, this card sometimes can represent that third party. Now, sometimes the odd time, but it'll come out and it can represent a celebration of having the body, soul, and spirit come back together. But I feel in this instance, it's definitely talking about something negative that's happened, and they are celebrating that it has happened to this individual. Yikes. Okay, so we have a cup of love coming in now. Generally, this night, when he brings in a cup of love, it's talking about a solid offer. But it's sitting on this dark night of the soul energy. So maybe someone came in and they were pretending they loved you, and they were the cup of love they were offering you was not really love. It was premeditated energy to put you in this energy here. I don't like this energy, like what's happening here. It's, I feel that this is like a false, like some people, in a lot of tarot readers would say this is a reverse card. And I just am picking that energy up from the rest of the cards around it. This move, I feel, was not necessarily one that was wanted to be made, but was almost like a forced move. And it was because of this energy. It's all sitting here. We have the Dark Night of the Soul. We have this couple here with a cup of love now on top. And I feel like there was a third-party energy involved. And so this wasn't true love. This was lust. And it could have been tactics being used to put you in this situation so that you wouldn't be able to, maybe you want to move and it made it so that you couldn't make a move. Okay, so this could be wanting to move. I feel like this is wanting to make a move and not being able to. So it doesn't necessarily have to talk about an actual physical location change, but wanting to make a move in business, wanting to make a move in your life, wanting to move away from this energy. I feel that's what it's about. So we have the intuition over here. And, you know, this is representing the two pillars here. This one represents Jesus and this one represents the devil. So we've got some real nasty energy in here and disappointment in that love relationship. See that? So sometimes, and this can be, you know, like this energy is talking about, sometimes the three cups in a romantic relationship can be talking about this third party energy. Look how we have several cards saying that there is some sort of energy like that. And this is sitting right on the devil. So definitely someone being sent in that didn't have good intentions for you. Someone's, and there was a third party energy as well. And this energy, you know, three cups here, and this person sitting under the tree, disappointed. The universe is saying, take another cup of love. And they're like, no, I'm too afraid to. Like, I'm feeling so vulnerable. And I'm not, I like this, I don't want this love. Like, this feels like a false situation. And then this sometimes can represent giving someone three chances, whether that be a lover, you know, significant other, a friend, family, business partner, whatever, and giving them three chances. And it's like 3 strikes, you're out, and they're asking for another chance. And you're like, no. And this also could represent like it could represent these 3 people causing, sending in this cup of love to keep you in a mental prison, keep you up at night, you know, keep you from being able to move forward in your business, move forward in your love life, move forward in life in general, I'm getting. I've never read it quite like that, but that's how the cards are coming out these days. They're coming out a little bit differently for me. Now we have another transition here. You've refused this cup. So you may have been involved in this relationship, but you walked away from it, and it's changing your world now. This changed your world, and now there's a transition because you're like, no, I'm not doing another go with you. That's what this energy is about. It's interesting because there's something about it being at a different location. So that could just be talking about, you know, someone from another culture or that type of energy. But okay, so this is the pyramid I'm growing here. And this is like, what are we working with? And then this is the obstacles. And so I feel like this energy, the way I'm looking at it now, is talking about you did get yourself involved in this, with this energy. And because of that, it changed your world. And now, like, it's like you want out of it and you're trying to get out and you're asking God for help. And the High Priestess is saying, use your intuition. And this is talking about transition happening. So this is talking about the cycle coming to an end because I feel this person has come back, and maybe they've come back twice before and now they're trying to come back a third time. And you're like, no, thank you. I don't think so. I'm not doing that. I don't feel this is God. I feel this is this energy here. And so because you've made that decision, it's sitting on this energy so you can make a transition now. I feel this is death and rebirth. There's light at the end of the tunnel. We have the Grim Reaper is representing change. And this older person here doesn't want the change to come through. He's saying, no, we don't want change. We don't want you coming through here. But these two young people are saying, yes, we do. We want you to come through here. And one of them is handing him a flower, and that's a bloom. And this is talking about old systems falling. So I feel this is talking about old ways that you used to be able to be manipulated and maybe naive about certain things, and you're like, no, I'm not. I'm not interested at all, and I want to move on. I want to move like this. I want to change, have a significant change in my life, and I don't want anything to do with this energy here. And this is talking about, and maybe that only way is to isolate yourself, and you've been in isolation, and you're like, is it safe to come out now? But sometimes when this energy is happening like this, I feel like someone's coming back, or this could represent more than one person. All of a sudden they're insinuating themselves in your life again. Hey, how are you? Haven't heard from you for like 9 years, because we've got the 9 here. Yeah, thank God. Thank God, literally, thank God. Not the devil, thank God. And so this is talking about moving on. I really feel that this is coming to an end. And then we have, this is an energetic upgrade for you. I'm just going to put my deck this way. I had someone ask they wanted to be able to see the cards coming off the deck. So I'm doing my best to remember that. I feel like it's a good idea. Some people, they wanted me to shuffle too, but I do a lot of shuffling beforehand. I don't like the distraction of the shuffling. And I need to have, the way I read, I want you to be able to see the story unfold like I am, because I find it very interesting. And so this is the Magician, and the Magician is coming in as an energetic upgrade, and it's talking about the thoughts being brought down to earth, as above, so below, infinite potential, 100% to the power of infinity and beyond, to create a beautiful garden here on earth. This is the energy is shifting for you to be back in this energy. You have all the tools you need. You just need to remember, because this is talking about remembering how to use them and which tool to use for which job. And the Magician has an Ouroboros around his waist. That's a snake biting its tail. And this is saying, be careful, like shed what you don't need anymore. And don't get into this loop energy where your thoughts are looping. And he's pointing, because you went and you asked for help, it's coming in. And it could, like, your intuition was right on. You don't want to be in this energy. This could have gone two ways. Like, this could be, it could have been, if you didn't go and ask for God's help here, you would be stuck in this energy. So it's talking about, this is definitely an energetic upgrade. Good work. Now move forward. Keep going. And look at, this is, this is like, look at the difference between these two relationships. You see that? So, this is, there is a cloud between these two people, but we have the sun shining down on this. This is God saying, this is ordained by God. This is the kind of love you deserve. There's an angel delivering this to you. This is talking about, this is someone that you haven't had a relationship with before. You may know them or of them, but you haven't been in an intimate relationship with them. And this is talking about the way, taking the time to get to know someone so that you feel safe. But this is being sent in. So you notice how it's so interesting how these cards come out sometimes, because this card's kind of in the middle, and it's talking about this old relationship, and now it's talking about this new one coming in, being replaced, sitting right on where you went to ask for God. And this is also like not accepting this offer here, but accepting the one from God, being an energetic upgrade and causing this transition. Awesome energy. And then we have, and if this isn't, like in the old days, this card would just be about the people that you choose to be with. So if you're like, I don't have any love in my life, like I'm not wanting any love, have a partner or whatever, this can represent something you love to do or be, or something that's happening with a family member or someone important to you, someone close to you. So, but like I'd say for the vast majority, this is talking about love and like romantic love coming in. Usually this card does represent that. And then this is talking about the Queen of Pentacles is talking about that because of this energy, I feel this is your energy. And you've had to be very resourceful. And it's really interesting because the Queen of Pentacles, the pentacle energy does represent health, wealth, and happiness, and and the lifestyle you're living. And of course, it represents money as well. But like, she's known for being very resourceful and can make something out of nothing. She prefers quality over quantity. You notice that she has this beautiful garden around her, just like the magician. And it's talking about being able, and look at it, it's already growing. And so this energy is talking about generational wealth, legacy that gets handed down from one generation to the next. But then I've been asking lately, could this come out in the cards? I want to know, inquiring minds want to know what happened to the money or the inheritance or whatever that she was supposed to receive. Because if this is generational wealth, why does she have to be so resourceful? And this is sort of talking about it. It was taken in some way or something happened here with the devil energy here, this situation. So let's keep going here. They had something to do with it for sure. Look at, this is talking about, this reading is really interesting because it's talking about both sides of the story a lot. We have the courage now to keep moving forward. So, it takes a lot of courage to take on another lover or to even open your heart up to another lover. But this is talking like by that God is saying your heart is open again, it's healed. And it's both sides of what's happened here. And this is talking about while you were hard at work making money, because this is the only card in the deck where the person is actually pounding out a coin. So this is talking about someone who's focused on making money. And sometimes this can represent making money, like literally making the money, like this is the coin, and having 6 done and only having 2 to go. And sometimes this can represent making money and in an illegal way on this energy here. Interesting how this reading is coming out. And the Hierophant is here. So this is now about having the courage to move into your authentic desires that are in your heart, being brave enough to take another risk. So this, the Hierophant's coming in with justice, and his right hand is in the form of a blessing. And so it's saying if you're on the correct side of the law, you're going to have a blessing. And if you're not on the correct side of the law, then you will, this energy justice will be coming in. And the Hierophant, if you're a religious person, it would represent traditional structures. So if you have a religion, it would be like the people in charge of the church, like the Pope, the Cardinal, the Pope, the Cardinal, the Bishop. This could represent an energy of gurus, rabbis, whatever religion you're in, them bringing this energy through from the spiritual realm. If you're more spiritual and you don't do religion, this could represent being someone that not wanting the intermediary and going straight to source energy and asking directly for God's help. And then that comes down to earth. And this is talking about being in that energy. Now, the Hierophant is responsible for setting out instructions to make sure that this happens in the legal system, that there's justice through the 3D energy. And this is talking about a passion for new discovery. This can sometimes be talking about the aces are new energy coming in and it's sitting on this cup. So this is, this is that June 9th energy. somehow or other the money still comes in. And the love. So this is the new cup of love that God is sending in now to replace this energy. And it also can be talking at the same time that the Hierophant has reopened a case. They're re-looking at an investigation. They started a new investigation. That's the energy I'm picking up. And there's also this new lover coming in that's very passionate, and that you'll be passionate about. And it's because you've been patient and you've kept your cool, like in this energy, because there's a lot going on here, and made the right choice here. So this is the Temperance is on here, like saying, okay, I'm staying on my divine path. And Temperance is having a really good attitude. It's about not giving in to the fear and the anger and the emotions, but coming out of that and then making a strong choice. And that's the choice. Really good energy. And so this is talking about this angel has, like in the Bible, it says God sends 144,000 earth angels down to earth. And a lot of people feel this card represents that energy. So this is a very high vibration, and this is about taking action in the universal pool and then grounding that onto earth. And this is growing beautiful flowers here, like the start of a garden just from touching the earth. She's adding her own alchemy to this energy and staying on her path of glory. This is God's plan coming into action. So this is going after your authentic desires in your heart. And then we have the Tower. Look at that. And it creates a tower. I feel when you meet this new person, or just before you do, there's a tower, and that's the tower that the Hierophant is bringing in. So it's talking about the tower is when you haven't been listening to your intuition, and then it creeps up on you. At first it's just, it's small, but then it gets bigger and bigger, and then finally the lightning bolt hits and the tower's on fire and people are falling out of it. And I feel this represents this energy here. The Hierophant is reopened an investigation of some sort. This is talking about your reopening up this is your heart, and this is reopening up your throat. So the truth is coming out. Whenever there's a tower, it's uncomfortable for everybody. Like, it's not comfortable energy. But if you're on the right side of the law with the Hierophant here, it's going to be a blessing. And if you're in this energy and you haven't been using your intuition, there could have been some energy where you were warned, these people were warned to stop, just stop. This is unearthed, this is God like saying, you need to stop. And they didn't listen. And so this energy is now being taken care of, and this energy, this tower is bringing in this new cycle, this cycle here, that type of energy. And now this card is representing the Page of Wands, is also representing your third eye energy, someone that wants to see the truth. See, this is a very enthusiastic energy. It's the element of fire, passion for new discovery. The Page is also someone who's delivering information. And I feel like it's this new passion, the investigation. And this lover, maybe the Hierophant, this could represent someone, the Hierophant could be someone that is like the new lover, or if you're not, it's not about a new lover, and it's about just having the justice come in, something that happened in your business, or like whatever this energy was down here, whatever was keeping you here and out in the cold, and all of this energy. And so this is a passion for new discovery. And this is information, communication coming in. This Page of Wands, his element is the element of fire. So it's about taking passionate action, giving you the courage to be able to do so. This is talking about speaking your truth and being able to now. And then this is about being able to see a way forward. Like, this is about it happening. The action is now happening. And the Page of Wands, he's got a feather in his cap. He's dressed to the nines here. And he loves discovery. And this is also talking about like passionate love, like a new vibrancy like that. Think of someone like really young, like a young man under the age of 20, discovering love, that type of energy. He really admires his wand. And so you have to, he sometimes is very impulsive in this energy, but in this case, it's a good energy for you because it's talking about that your heart is healed enough for you to be, willing to be enthusiastic about a new relationship, a new passion in your life, and whatever that is. And you got to keep in mind, though, be careful about being impulsive with this energy, like rein it in a bit, because the Page of Wands, he's really admiring his wand, and so he sometimes is thinking with his little head, and so his information can be scattered. You might want to go meditate a little bit and see what the High Priestess has to say. And look at this, we have the Ace of Pentacles then coming in on top of it. Isn't that interesting? We have the love being sent in by God with this Lovers, and then we have the new passion for this reopening of the case. We have, this is third eye energy, we have the Tower coming in to make things happen, and we have love, we have passion, and we have money. We have that better lifestyle. That's that June 9th energy, and I'm doing this reading on June 9th. This energy is going to be with us for a while yet, but it's just really special today. And I've been talking about this quite a bit in my readings, because a lot of astrologers talking about it being like the luckiest day of the decade, not just of the year. And I mean, we've all been through a lot. Like, there's been a lot happening on Earth that's not very much fun. And so this energy, it's a promise of this energy coming in. So if you've been staying on your path of glory, you can expect a reward for that. So this is about wanting to move forward in some way and possibly relocate. A big transition happening, which is a huge energetic upgrade for you. Being able to go back out there and be yourself again, really. Like, that's what this is talking about. And because of a Tower happening, that happens because of the Hierophant, I feel. This is causing a huge reward coming in. So maybe the Pentacles here that you lost are coming in. This is, the Page of Wands would work for the Queen of Wands to bring that energy. Hey, like this is happening. We have the Hierophant energy. So this is the Hierophant doing their job. And we have this focus of, I feel this is talking about illegally making money. And that's what this energy is here. Because this can sometimes mean not just a mental prison, but a prison. And I feel it's because of this energy here, like hanging out with the devil. There we have it. So I'm going to clarify this. For those of you that are good with this, thank you so much for your time and energy. And your likes and comments, I really appreciate them. It does help me build my channel. Consider subscribing. I would be honored. Now I'm going to clarify with my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. And let's see here. Whoa. Oh, there's one card coming out that's flying out that wants to be the card for the reading, if I can get it here. Hold on a second. Went flying. Okay. That's why I don't like shuffling. Especially my dragon cards, they go flying all over the place. Okay. The Gemini energy. So the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they are listed in my gallery. I started this oracle in 2007, 2020. I completed all 64 paintings. And these numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And I will put them in the order they appear here in the box below for the description for the video. If you're interested in looking, you can. I have the Gemini energy, and I feel that it's that Uranus in Gemini energy where the truth is coming out. And we haven't had Uranus in Gemini since 1941 to 1949. And that was like, World War II energy. And so it's just talking about all the things that happened around that, like how the the energy on the earth was really challenging, and I feel like we're in a real challenging time, the same too, with the economy and just everything that's happening. If you're on the planet, you know what I'm talking about. And so this Gemini, this is Uranus moving into Gemini and staying there for the next 7.5 to 8 years. And I've noticed this, like, truth is coming out, but man, it's coming out in weird ways. There's been some real wild things happening. And every day it's like, Uranus, it can be a pain in the butt for people who hang out with the devil, that's for sure. And so this is talking about the sun coming in, shining light. Whenever the sun comes in, it's talking about God's energy, and it's the happiest card in the deck. So this is saying that your journey is going to turn into a happy one after this hardship. And it's talking about also the truth coming out, God's shining light on the whole reading to make it more clear to you. And so we have indifference here. And this is a karmic space where people just don't care. They want what you have. And so they hang out with the devil instead of hanging out with God, because they figure they're going to get what they want that way. And then we have the North Star energy. This is saying when you're staying on your destined path, the path of glory here, the North Star energy. And you notice that's right on the Hermit. So this is about the crown energy. Use your intuition. Again, it's saying it again. And that's what we have at the crown here. The Hermit is right beside it again. So it's talking about doing a lot of meditation and prayer, especially if this energy's been around, to heal your heart. But I feel that you've done this. So it depends on where you are in this. This is talking about the outcome. So this could be some, past, present, future for you. Just use your own intuition. We have the Aries energy coming in. And that's that energy of Neptune that I was talking about. Like, you sometimes just have to tweak things a little. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You want to maybe, just see if just experiment a little, make little changes and see if they work, because it's that type of energy right now. When the horoscope signs come in, I just want to make it very clear. I'm not talking about specific people. I'm talking about the signs themselves. So I'm talking about the Gemini energy and the sign of Aries and what it's about, more, not so much about about individuals. Now, in your own sphere, this might be, oh no, there was a Gemini, there was an Aries involved. Use your intuition for that. But I want you to be aware, for me, that's not the goal of my readings. We have all the signs in us somewhere. If you get your birth chart done, well, sometimes we don't have all of them, but we have most of them. And so you can learn a lot from other people and from these signs. Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses. And so with the Aquarius, see, we have the Uranus is ruling Aquarius. I feel we have there's moved into the age of Aquarius. It's hard to tell because it's over a 2,000 year, 2,600 and some span. So it's, but I feel like we've moved out of the Pisces energy into the age of Aquarius, but it takes so long. I think it's 2,650 years. So of course, that's a huge long cycle. And we would just be like, we're maybe like, in the baby stages of that, maybe the first 5 or 6 years. I feel like 2020, that energy kind of brought in a new energy for sure on the planet. So this is talking about Uranus being in Gemini. Again, it's coming up. So it's just pointing that out. We have the Empress energy. So the Empress is like all 4 queens from the minor arcana rolled into one person. And it's sitting on the Queen of Pentacles. I do feel this is talking, sometimes it could be another person, but I feel this is talking about the Queen of Pentacles. After being through all this, the Empress becomes the Empress. It's a status from having lived so much experience in life, that learning so much and then taking that energy and still staying on your path. If you can do that, that's when you get into that Empress energy. And then we have the expectations. See here, that would have been a foolish journey if you would have accepted this cup of love again. I feel like then you would have been dealing with black magic instead of an energetic upgrade, is what that's also saying. But we have the transition coming in because you made the strong choice. You meditated, prayed. Look at, and we have the Emperor coming in on the Lover here. So I do feel this new lover coming in is going to be a power couple now. Like, and maybe that was the point, you know. The energy is like you needed to learn all this so that you could be at this, be a couple that could really get some shift done, because you have a big, you know, mission on the planet. You know, it's that type of energy. The Hierophant. This is saying you may be upset when you find out what the truth is. I feel like you could be like angry. And so this is saying it's okay. There's such a thing as righteous anger, but you don't want to sit in that for too long because it's very acidic. And then if you have children, like if you have a really good relationship here and you go on to have children together, you don't want them to be angry. Like angry people raise angry children, you know, and it gets passed down from generation to generation. That's why it's called the gift that keeps on giving. And look at this, falling and failing in love is a matter of eye. So this is a pink and green dragon. She's from the Pleiades, and she's falling through the sky and saying, like, you have to love yourself first and foremost enough to heal your heart, to take the time to isolate, to ask God for assistance in that, so that you make stronger choices in love and then move forward in this strong way. This is a very good reading. I like it. All right, I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Consider giving it a like and comment and subscribing if you resonate. I would be honored. And I will be back with another daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector, tomorrow. Bye for now.